Hello, this is Lee Anthony Davis here making another announcement video for my YouTube channel. A warm welcome. Yes, it's Saturday the 7th of October. The reason why I'm speaking really quick is I'm going to try and beat my time of 21.1 seconds from yesterday's video because they've been long, so I'm trying to shorten them down a bit. As you know, I'm doing the announcements on this video. Also, as you know, today I've got some news to tell you on other stuff that's coming up on this channel. Right, I'm going to get on with it. As you know, I do group of the day, contribute of the day, birthday announcements to be said, Doctor Who news, also updates on my page group and Instagram account, and also a Doctor Who DVD collection of mine, this time series 2, also of David Tennant. Then there's a Doctor Who quiz question and the answer from yesterday's quiz question, and a new one today, obviously, and also comments from whatever Lost in Space or these announcement videos, and then what's coming up. Right, I'll get on with it straight away. I've got some good news to tell you at the end of this, so I'll keep it quick. So anyway, I'll keep it short and quick. Ready? Here we go. Right, group of the day for Friday. Or before start, thank you very much for subscribing to my my YouTube channel. I do appreciate it. It's, you know, I'm really taken back by it. I am ecstatic that you would find this channel worth looking at. I mean, but I really appreciate it. I mean, to me, you're gold dust, and I thank you very much. I try to read out everyone's comments if I can, and I also try to thank the new subscribers as well, because usually they leave a comment about something and I believe that would be who's just subscribed to the channel. So anyway, I do read the comments, and I do thank people for subscribing to this channel. I really do. I appreciate it very much. Right, I've got that out of the way. Let's move on. Right, group of the day. This is for Friday the 6th of September. I've gone with the Jon Pertwee, the Doctor Who group on Facebook. Right, and contributor of the day for Friday the 6th of September goes to Lucy Smith. Well done to them too. I'll post them up on Facebook, my story, Instagram and Twitter. Right, okay then. Moving on to birthdays. 5 people celebrating their birthdays today. Christian Bain, Stone E. Vonda, Chris Yiam Barani, Rob Ritchie and Matthew J. Elliott are all celebrating their birthdays today, so wish them well. Right, Doctor Who news. I've got some interesting news to tell you about. Here we go. The International Sex Goddess, I've just added that in for extra sort of effect, but she is anyway, as far as I'm concerned. International Sex Goddess and pop singer Kylie Minogue has hinted on a return as Astrid, when she gave an interview to Hits Radio, one of the sort of radio stations of many, and she basically was asked a question, you know, because she'd been in Doctor Who before as a guest, and she was asked, what was your fond memories of it? And she said, and then the question got to, would you ever make a return, as they usually do, you know, the obvious, it's already written down in their little questionnaire sheet, but she has to see the questions before, you know, but I'm not going to go into all that. Anyway, she was asked the question, would you consider returning back to, and she says, I'm not ruling out, and it's a possibility actually, because Astrid, she's not an asteroid, Astrid, actually, I think it's an anagram for TARDIS anyway. I don't know. There's something strange about the name, isn't there? And how she was shoehorned in. Maybe she is the TARDIS. I don't know. But anyway, she says that she's not ruling out, and it's a possibility with RTD at the helm now, because remember, he created the character, didn't he? And I wouldn't mind seeing her back, and I have a feeling she'll be back in not this new series that's out, but the next one. So she might have given something away there. She might have already been signed up. Who knows? More news to follow on this channel. Right, other bits of news. Former Doctor Who, Peter Capaldi, as you know, has got a new project out called Criminal Record. It's been aired. The trailer's been aired on Apple TV, and it's it will premiere globally on the 12th of January 2024, and every episode after that on a Friday, which will be released and screened on that streaming service. Yes, Peter Capaldi has definitely moved on since Doctor Who. He's done quite a bit since then, but I think this is something. It's a drama, a crime drama. So I don't know if he's playing a detective. I don't know much about this one, but all I know is that it's meant to be a very good, like Gemma Louise Coleman did The Serpent. I think this is probably up there with that sort of level. Anyway, never mind, moving on. I'll tell you some more Doctor Who's news tomorrow. Anything that you need to know, I will let you know straight away. Right, moving on updates. I've had an increase here on all three of them. Right, the page first, the Lee Anthony Davis, the Doctor Who page, has gone up to 107 followers. Thank you very much. My Instagram account has moved up to 105 followers. Thank you very much. And of course, the big one, the Lee Anthony Davis, the Doctor Who group, has now reached 100 members. I would gratefully and with gratitude thank everyone for joining. Everyone's welcome on there as long as you're a Doctor Who fan. You can leave your comments, you can post, you can. I'm doing a lot of stuff on there myself. I'm nearly going to the point where I'm going to be putting scenes and videos and stuff up there very shortly. You can find Lee Anthony Davis, the Doctor Who group, on Facebook. So if you want to join, as long as you're a Doctor Who fan, I have no qualms about it whatsoever. Right, okay then. My Doctor Who DVD collection. Today it's series 2. Here it is. This is the last series with Billie Piper in it as Rose Tyler. David Tennant starting his run as the Doctor, obviously with the controversial removal of Christopher Eccleston, which in my opinion was a bad idea, but David Tennant had worked with Russell T Davies before in Casanova, as you know, and many other stuff, so he's probably was already circled for the role anyway, as a replacement for Eccleston when he did step down, but obviously he had to move fast on him to get him in, otherwise he might have been on the theatre and he might not have got him. So anyway, there you are. So this is the second series. You probably got one of these yourself. This is basically stories start off with the Christmas special, the Christmas Invasion. That was to introduce David Tennant as the new Doctor. It was all right as Christmas specials go. The revolving Christmas tree, which turned into a weapon. The Santa Claus robots. They're actually the soldiers ready for what's to come, and obviously we had Jackie Tyler doing a screaming bit, and Mickey Smith the idiot was trying to be a hero as usual, but he gets it arse over tip. I think the memorable bit was with the the baubles, the Christmas baubles that came off the tree and exploded. They started going round and round. They're actually bombs. Anyway, that was all right. It was a good introduction to David Tennant. He didn't do much for about 30 minutes, I don't believe. So it was the last 15 minutes of the actual adventure that you started to see him. I think it was some coffee was dribbled into the TARDIS, and the smell woke him up. I don't know. The smell of coffee. I don't know. That's one way of reviving someone. Smell of coffee in the morning. Right, okay, moving on. Tooth and Claw's a werewolf story, as you know. I'm not going to go too much into detail. It was all right. I'll give it a thumbs up on that one, as horror stories go, because it was a bit of a horror story. We had school, and also introduced the reference of Torchwood as well at the end of it. School reunion, that was to bring back Elizabeth Sladen. She was well deserved to have in, and it was also a launch for her own new series that was to be launched. She actually went for an interview thinking she was going for Torchwood. What she didn't realise was Russell T Davies had got her out for singled her out for her own series, which turned out to be the best thing he ever did. And sadly, Sarah Elizabeth passed away in 2011, and the series had to be sort of abruptly stopped. I would have liked to see Katie Manning take over the role, because she was a guest star in it, remember, and I thought she was pretty good, and I thought she'd be the ideal, but you know, you have to respect the memory. But yeah, firmly believe that I think he should have done it, but anyway, never mind. Or have his daughter, or have her daughter Sadie take over, because she's a pretty good actress, and she's done a lot of audio and radio stuff, so she might have suited the role perfectly. Who knows? Anyway, moving on. But yes, a thumbs up there. I think it was made by, written by Toby Whitehouse. I think, I'm not too sure. Pretty good story, but it was basically a bit cheesy with the. Kenny blew up the school, and all that rubbish. Right, okay then. The Girl in the Fireplace, one of the best stories Moffat ever wrote. He wrote also The Unquiet Dead, didn't it? No, The Doctor Dances, and the Empty Child, that's it. This was another one of his masterpieces. Sadly, he didn't sort of master the piece when he became showrunner, did he? But that was a great story. It was to do with I think it was to do with King Louis the I can't remember. I'm not very good on my history on the French Revolution. I think it was roughly around that time anyway. 17th century, I think it was. It's about robots going back in time, and they had this the SS Purpodont or something, I don't know. I'm not very good pronouncing. I'm not going to go into this sort of quagmire of names and pronunciations. But anyway, you know what I mean. Madame, it was SS Madame Pompadour or something like that. Anyway, never mind. It was a good story. I liked it. It's thumbs up. Right, now we move on to The Rise of the Cybermen and The Age of Steel. This introduced Trigger as the evil businessman who created these sort of used the dispossessed, the unemployed, the wasted timers, and turned them into robots, who, as you know, were Cybermen. So Russell T Davies, clever idea that Cybermen can start off anywhere. You don't have to have them on Mondas. They could have started off anywhere, because it's basically an ongoing thing that they spread like disease, don't they? So they could have started anywhere, like the Daleks reverted into sort of mutoid robotic creatures. Basically the radiation turned them into, so I don't know. I mean, I'm going into a long story here, and I don't want to sort of go into that, but it's basically Davros took it to the next stage and devoided them of all emotions. They were just a lump of flesh, weren't they, with sort of armed, those sort of things coming out of their connected. I'll tell you where the best way to explain it. Remembrance of the Daleks, when Sylvester McCoy as a doctor was explaining what was inside when they blew up the Dalek, and they saw these tentacles coming out and stuff like that, and it was all sort of welded into this creature, all the technology and stuff inside it. So we do have an idea, but anyway, I'm not going to qualify myself by qualifying a load of crap that I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just getting into but what I'm saying is, it was a good story. All right, I loved it. It was a good way of introducing the Cybermen to the new adventures of Doctor Who as well, and it was all right. It stood up very well. Unfortunately, the Cybermen got overused in the end, and made it convoluted, didn't it, really? Like the Daleks, they have to have them every year. The problem is the stories might not add up to much when you do that, because it's very hard to make a good story work. Anyway, I'm not going to go into all that. The Idiot's Lantern wasn't my favourite story, I'm afraid. It was, to be honest with you, it was naff. It featured that great actor Jamie Foreman. Remember him? He was in that. He played the dad who obviously reported his mum because all these people were losing their faces or something, by The Wire, played by Maureen Lipman. But it was I just felt that it was it really didn't have the same feel to like it did with the other adventures, but it was just, I suppose, as stories go, I suppose you could call it part of that collection, couldn't you, really? The Impossible Planet and the Satan Pit was to introduce the devil. This is where the Doctor and Rose travel back in time to a time that was impossible. This is apparently there's a black hole in space right above this planet, and there's a gravity tunnel that they came through, or the rocket ship came through the Earth pioneers as they were, and they built their base there. What they didn't know was that the black hole was basically there to with the funnel and everything to keep something in, so it couldn't escape. But you've got to realise the physicality couldn't escape, but the mind of the creature could, and it was and it stretched far, and I think it drew the TARDIS in as well. But I mean, it's a very good story. It was a good build up by Russell T Davies. In the end, well, there was a good body count, wasn't there? And the devil with that voice. Let me see if I can remember a line from it quickly. I don't think I will, because I'm running out of time and I want to beat my record. Oh yeah, he said something to Rose, the lost child, something like that. Oh, I'm rubbish at it. Don't take any. I was trying to think of the line. I can't think of it offhand when you're really rushing. Anyway, it's a great story. Oh yeah. And you, the Doctor, a killer of your own kind. Something like that. It was good. I like the voice. It was pretty good. Not mine, but the actual actor did the voice on there. But good story. The next one was written by a child. I think it might as well have been. It's called Love and Monsters. That famous one. It's the only one that's a black mark on Russell T Davies' CV, I'm afraid. The monster was designed by a child, which I can understand. It looked like what it was. And Peter Kay, he's known for comedy, innit? It really was a comedy sort of situation. That it made no sense. He had ELO playing in the background. That was all right, but I just don't see the point of those characters. They were pointless, weren't they? Anyway, but in the end, Rose materialises the TARDIS just to have a go at the guy that was sort of using her mum. I thought that was a bit daft, but then at the end of the day, everything gets resolved, and we move on. Thankfully, I never liked that story. I thought it was more hilarity than serious. You couldn't take that seriously, could you? Right, moving on to the last two. The other one is the same. Fear Her. I'll move on from that one. I didn't like that. Army of Ghosts and Doomsday. This is to introduce the battle between the Daleks and the Cybermen, with Earth in the middle, or should I say parallel Earth or whatever. But it was a good story, and it's the sad farewell of Rose Tyler. Right, that is it. I'll be doing series 3 tomorrow. That's moving on. I've got to move on. I'm running. I've got still time to do this. Right, remember on the Doctor Who quiz question yesterday, I asked the question: how many appeared as Doctor Who in the Stephen Moffat spoof, the Curse of Fatal Death? The answer was 5. They were Rowan Atkinson, Hugh Grant, Richard E. Grant, Jim Broadbent, and of course Joanna Lumley, who I suspect was the one that opened the floodgates to make it possible for a woman to be the Doctor. Who knows? Might be just it might be just a coincidence. But remember, it was made in 1999, so maybe it is. Right, moving on with another question, and here we go. What was the name of the Doctor Who adventure that was copied from a very famous science fiction film called Forbidden Planet? I just want to know what adventure mirrored that science fiction adventure. That's all. What was the name of it? I'll let you know tomorrow. Right, moving on. Comments. Now, this is interesting. I've just got a couple here, just going straight to it. We've got 2 here quickly. Moving on. I've got one here. This was to do with Lost in Space. And here we go. A space werewolf, and why not? Lost in Space is a good place as any to have it on. Thank you for that. And I love the way Smith throws something at Will in his naturalistic way. In other words, he had something, he didn't want it, it just went like that and threw it at Will, the young lad. Right, okay, thank you for your comments. I know it's not a lot today, but I'm rushing. But thank you for your comments anyway. I do appreciate it. I love reading them out, so please keep sending them. Right, moving on. We've got coming up now. Lost in Space, the cliffhanger will be here very shortly. Don't forget, tonight at 9 o'clock on this channel, it's Doctor Who Quiz. I've promoted it on my channel. You've seen it, you looked at it, so join it. And that'll be at 9 o'clock with a follow-up video with the answers later on. And of course, don't forget on Monday, the big one, the Sarah Jane Adventures page. That is the Lee Anthony Davis, the Sarah Jane Adventures page, and the Lee Anthony Davis, the Sarah Jane Adventures group. What a bloody mouthful. Anyway, that's coming out on Monday, so look out for that. I've done the promotions on here. I've done, and also, of course, the quiz as well. So if you want to find out, pardon me, if you want to find out more about that quiz tonight, it's on my YouTube channel. You'll see it. It's got Tom Baker and David Tennant. I just got a bit of hiccup, excuse me. I'm within time. I've done it. Amazingly, I've done it. I'm all finished now. So I'm just going to say thank you for watching. I'll see you later on at 9 o'clock for the Doctor Who quiz. 15 questions roughly, and then I'll make a follow-up video, you know, that sort of thing with the answers. So anyway, join me for that. Look after yourselves. If you want to join my group, it's now 100 members, so you want to make it 101. I'm on Facebook with the Lee Anthony Davis Doctor Who group, and if you want to be the very first to join my page on the Lee Anthony Davis the Sarah Jane Adventures page, and the Lee Anthony Davis the Sarah Jane Adventures group. Yeah, I know this bloody stupid, isn't it, calling it all that, but I wanted to make it authentic. Anyway, that's enough from me. I've done it. We're coming up to 2040, so I've knocked off half a minute. So thank you very much, and bye for now. And sorry to burble on like this and bore you to death, but anyway, look after yourselves. See you soon. Bye for now.